on, nerd. This is what I told you. Come on, let's all the nerds. Off from the inside. I'm gonna toughen you up a little bit. Give you some personality skills.
If you feeling like a pimp.
Somewhere around here. Yeah, of course they hide it from everybody. You know why? Nobody wants you to be happy. Nobody wants you to find love, romance, connections with people. Humans.
What's up?
Yo, what up? This is TMA, baby. The Mack motherfucking Almanac. I'm Kevin Sanchez. I'm here at Too Much Content Studios doing it up, baby. Is my co-host Joshua Pallett, who I need to resuscitate every episode almost. Like, I don't even know how this dude is alive. He's honestly has ingested so much toxins over the last 42 years. I'm not even sure if he wanted me to really reveal his age, but that's what I do out here. And I'm going to resuscitate Mr. Pallett soon because he is my best friend and I don't want him to die. Also, it's been over, I think, around 2 minutes, and then it's brain damage. And honestly, he's already tough to deal with. So I personally would abandon ship as a friend if he had brain damage. Because, that's fucking too tough to deal with. Unless I could be paid to be a caretaker, but still, I wouldn't do it. It'd be terrible. Like, he'd be one of those guys that just be in a diaper. A shitty diaper. Every 3 or 4 days, I might change him. I'm not sure. Anyway, let me resuscitate Josh.
Why'd you wait so long this time?
I wanted to see. Listen, man, you're a survivor, buddy. You're a survivor. And that's what makes you the max of max.
I told you I shouldn't have got that vaccine, man. What's up, guys?
I heard that you're sterile since you've taken the vaccine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a positive thing, right?
Listen, man.
Right. I mean, I still get an erection and can ejaculate.
I mean,
but it comes out black.
But it comes out black.
Yeah.
Dude.
Black semen.
Black semen.
Yeah.
Man, you would think that make your child faster, stronger, and more athletic.
If it would be able to, penetrate the egg.
But
yeah. It goes inside and then it just drips right out.
You know what? That's cool as shit right there, bro.
But I'm all about it because at least it shows diversity in my ejaculate. But Kevin, you can't control like what is part of you, what is part of your family, who you're part of.
Nah, bro. Honestly, you can't control that shit.
You can?
You can. You just got to be honest. Like, with like abandoning family after a while. Tim Dillon has this bit that he does on his podcast where he says, I think he says abandon your family. And I used to be like, I just thought it was a funny bit. Right?
I abandoned my boy!
You're a bastard in a basket!
I feel like I abandoned my father.
You feel like you abandoned your father?
I did, actually. The last, I think, 4 or 5 years of his life, I didn't talk to him. And he died alone in the shower.
In the shower?
Yeah.
What?
At like a convalescent home.
What's a convalescent home?
That's for like people who are old or who are like falling apart and dying.
Oh, shit. Was there anything, did he have like a heart attack or something before that?
Yeah, well, he had a heart attack, and then they gave him a quadruple bypass.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
he wouldn't have survived COVID.
And then he lived. No, they say if you get a quadruple bypass, they call it the like the new engine. Like basically, as long as you like take decent care of yourself, that your heart can last for the rest of your life.
Holy shit!
Yeah, because they fucking replace everything, And he had this heart attack. I went to go visit him in Las Vegas, and when he woke up out of, being in this induced coma that they gave him so they can give him open heart surgery. First he woke up, and this was like 2007, and he told me, my father was Israeli military. So he had these horrible visions while they were operating on him that he was captured by Al-Qaeda and that they were torturing him. I swear to you, this is what
while he was under the knife.
While he was under the knife. Because he told me all this afterwards because having him as a father during my childhood wasn't traumatic enough.
Yeah.
So he tells me that, And then, but then he lightened it up because he went, oh, Joshi, you never think you're gonna be okay again, but then you jerk off once and you're like, okay, everything still works. That's what my dad did. He survived his quadruple bypass and then jerked off to see if his nut bust still
Because
worked.
honestly,
that's all you got as a man.
As a
human.
Listen, if you can't bust a nut, what the fuck was that quadruple bypass surgery for?
Yeah, why do you need your heart
Why
to
do
beat
you need
if it's
your
not
heart to
pumping
beat
blood
if it's not pumping blood to
your
cock?
penis? Yeah, man.
That's a waste of time. And just kill me. I'd give this quadruple bypass surgery to like the Indian kid. Give it back to the Indian kid who lost his heart.
Is that what a quadruple bypass is? They take the hearts of 5 little Indian kids and they put
it together
inside my father's
and
chest.
they put it inside your father's chest.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess he didn't die alone.
He didn't. No.
So the next thing he tells me?
What he says?
At that time, I hadn't spoke to my father for like 5 years, and when I saw him when he survived his heart attack, his big thing to me was, Joshi, we're gonna open an international escort service, and he was really setting it up. That was how he was going to make amends to me, like make everything right. He was going to give me a part of an international escort
Can I say
service.
something to you? Your father is a guy. I know a lot about Josh's dad. Is ahead of his time.
He is.
Truly ahead of his time.
Well,
he tried to build a sex robot.
He did build a sex. Well, it wasn't. Well, technically, it was a robot.
What
guess.
year? What year?
This was pre 9/11, dude. This was like 97.
So 97, my man was.
You could still sometimes find the archive, but it was playdollsxxx.com. And what he did was he had some connections in China, and he also had connections to the porn industry because my father owned strip clubs, and he was in that industry. And he got the rights of some of the biggest porn stars of the time to make molds of like their face and their body. And in China, they pressed these made out of polymers and plastic molds of these famous porn stars. But what was really innovative about what my father did was he built in MP3 players in the back. So when you would have sex with them, they would make noises and talk in the...
Go ahead, keep going. Ahead of his time.
That's so sweet.
Ani's already trying to order one right now. 97, 98.
Yeah. Also, his pops did some cool shit where he owned like a club, right? And like, or your godfather owned a club. They had a Wu-Tang in.
No, that was my
week.
father's.
That was your dad?
Well, what happened was when I was like 13 or 14, my father opened one of New York City's first all-nude strip clubs.
Pimp.
In the neighborhood that I lived in. He didn't live there anymore. He lived in New Jersey, but he was like, let me go destroy my son's reputation in the neighborhood.
What year is this?
93, I
So
think.
93.
92 or 93.
You have to understand, like, New York City.
92, 93.
New York City is not what it is today. There wasn't a bunch of transplants.
Right.
Everyone knew each other in your neighborhood.
Right. Correct.
It was a lot, it was weird. It was like the worst of times, but the best of times.
And my neighborhood was very liberal, but at the time it was like, still had a lot of conservative Jews living in there. It was just, it was 90s. People were, trying to hold on to old school core basic values.
Yeah.
And then my father in very like upper middle class area, right outside of one of New York City's most expensive neighborhoods. I mean, literally 100 feet in front of the Forest Hills Gardens, which is like one of the most expensive neighborhoods in New York City.
Yeah.
He
Well,
decides...
my man Teddy Roosevelt
gave a speech, in
Yeah.
Station Square. And what my father decided to do was open one of New York City's first all-nude strip clubs. And what happened was they found that there was a loophole that you could open because strip clubs are usually just topless, but they can serve alcohol in strip clubs. What they realized was if women take their bottoms off, you can't have men drinking around them because exposed vaginas and alcohol was somehow a very dangerous thing. But
it's the pheromones in the alcohol. Like, it's just pheromones come straight out of the vagina. I
thought that's where alcohol came from. So my father opens up this all-nude strip club, and instantly it becomes like a rally in the neighborhood to close it down. And for months on end, there was like anywhere between 50 to a couple hundred people there, and senators trying to win like points with the public and shit outside with fucking picket signs. And I was a little
but tell them about the senators that used to go around back and enter the strip clubs.
My father had a senator. I probably shouldn't name him because he'll probably get me killed. But he had a senator in his pocket who
Yeah.
like did favors for us and like got stuff done when I was
Of
younger.
course, it's the only way to get shit done in New York.
Yeah,
And
I
it
mean,
was. Yeah, go ahead.
no, that's the way it was back then. You know, it was
So-
common.
Did that shit have any ramifications in terms of like you were a kid, right?
Well, teachers
And-
hated me. They hated before my father owned the strip clubs. He had nightclubs.
Yeah.
And he already had like a reputation of like a gangster or like whatever it was that he was, and certain teachers did not have a liking towards me. Yeah, certain mean.
Didn't somebody in the picket line? Like,
That was the best part. So like I was a little delinquent, and across the street from where my father had the all new strip club, Runway 69, that's what it was called. There was a pool hall where I spent most of my junior high school years. Instead of going to school, me and my friends would just go to the pool hall. And, I was a little delinquent. I was 13 years old, walking around drinking 40s and shit, Most people, they had no idea, like, that's my father's place, except for, like, my friends and, like, whoever they told, And I'm hanging out one day with a 40 in my hand with a couple of, like, probably 20-something-year-olds, because I used to be 13 and I'd hang out with much older people. And as I'm walking by, one of the girls' mothers who I went to elementary school with, and this is like at peak of protest, there's probably like a good, 100 people there, picket signs, blow horns and shit. She goes, "That's the owner's son." And the entire fucking crowd turns around, stares at me, and like, as tough as I wanted to be, like that's very
intimidating. You're 13, yeah, and you like half in the bag, bro. You just drink a whole 40 and shit.
I gave them the finger. The ironic thing is that lady was like a big bar fucking slob who used to hang out at one of my dad's like original bars. Because one of my dad's original bars used to be there on Austin Street.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Was she married?
The lady?
Yeah. Where was her husband every night?
Honestly,
was he at
her husband
Runway 69?
Well, so my father, he ends up getting on 60 Minutes at the time, and what was his name? Ed Bradley, I think, was this black news reporter. I remember he had an earring in his ear, and he interviews my father on 60 Minutes or whatever news show it was, and my dad just outed like the entire neighborhood. Ed's like, what do you say to people who say that, you get miscreants in here and this and that? My father goes, "We have the best people come to this club. Lawyers, doctors, politicians." And I could just see all the men who've been going there going, "Oh my fucking God, this guy's fucking blowing our spot up right now."
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I wish your dad gave names. Like, Mr. Peterson,
Well, you know what? That's
Jameson.
the reason because I had to grow up, years later, not having my father in my life, but I'd been around people in nightclub business and, sketchy stuff. And the one thing that he always had, he might have died broke and penniless and lost everything, but he had a good reputation. My father never ratted anybody out. He was never a snitch. He always did the right thing.
Let me ask you a question. So you grew up around strippers basically for like the majority of your teenage years, right?
Yeah.
So you know them semi-intimately. I mean, I think if you saw a bitch's titties at 13, that's intimate, right? Would you say yes?
Absolutely. Actually, I have, and now we're delving deep, Kevin. I actually have a very strange memory. I don't know if it's true or not, because sometimes
I want to, before you get there, say that, but would you date a stripper? If you weren't with your lovely girlfriend today.
I dated a stripper.
Did you?
Yeah, it ruined my me and my child's mother's relationship.
Yeah, boy. I mean, if there's one way to, that's the way to ruin it, right?
Yeah,
Like
the truth is, other things ruined our relationship. We weren't even sleeping together at that point. But, yeah.
So, like, to go to the thing you were going to say.
Oh, I have a memory from when I was very young, from when my father's strip clubs were still nightclubs. I swear to you, because like my father used to just leave me upstairs by the bar, and I would just do whatever the fuck I wanted. Sometimes he'd be like, "Listen to the radio, make sure they play advertisement," because like they used to play an advertisement for his club. When I was really little, it was called Eclipse, then it was called Phase 2, then it was called Palettes. So this is sometime during like the Phase 2 era. I swear to you, I think an orgy happened in front of my eyes. Like I think I was standing there, like sitting at the bar, and to me, I thought people were just dancing because I guess you're a little kid. You don't know what the pokey schmokey is, And I swear I remember them all getting naked. Thank God no one fucked me, but I remember them all getting naked and doing something to each other.
Oh shit! So, so you blocked out.
No, I mean it just and I also think like someone came up like, oh shit, Steve's kid's here, and like went and pulled me downstairs.
Son.
Yeah,
Good for that guy.
yeah, man. I also almost got molested by Michael Jackson.
Did you?
Well, if he's a child molester, because his sister, he had the least famous of all sisters.
LaToya?
No, Rebby.
Oh,
She had a hit song sometime in the early '90s called Centipede.
I bet you we could play that song.
And she came to my father's club to do like a huge night performance, and this is when Michael Jackson was the biggest star in the world. I mean, she could have sang fucking the Hokey Pokey, and people would have still came to listen. And
just hoping that Michael Jackson popped out,
yes,
walked out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she was there, and I was there with my father, and I was a cute little kid.
Yeah.
So she loved me, so she was hanging out with me, or maybe she was just scouting for Michael. I don't know. I don't know. But she ends up putting me on her lap because they were doing an interview, a television news interview with a guy from the '90s, Chuck Scarborough, who was like a local newscaster, and she had me on her lap. I was going to sit on her lap for the interview, and then they turned the camera light on, and the nightclub is dark, it's a nightclub, and then I was so blinded I couldn't sit there, and I ruined my chance of getting molested by Michael, because they would have done the interview. Michael would be like, "Oh my God, he's so cute. You should take him to come meet me." See, my life would have been so much different, Kevin.
Yeah, you would have been a backup dancer, bro.
Shimona.
So you dated. I know a lot of guys because I was in the army for. We get married really quickly.
Right.
Like as soon as you join, it's like part of your contract or some shit, right? Like you join the military, you get married right away, and a lot of guys go back home during right before they go to their unit after basic training,
Right.
and they'll go to strip clubs and they'll marry a stripper, right?
It's not a good idea.
It's never a good idea, and it's like like within 72 hours they're married. Like they've known each other for 48. They plan a shitty wedding,
Right.
and they go to the courts and they get married.
Well, my father.
like-
I'm sorry.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
My father was dating when I was like in 1993. He was dating 92, 93, around the time of Romeo 69. One of the biggest porn stars in the world, which we might have on the show next week. We'll see. She's in town for the Tribeca Film Festival. Shout out Amber Lynn.
Yeah.
If you look her up, huge
Titties.
huge. Honestly, dude,
She was great.
She looks amazing. I mean, she's got to be in her 50s.
Yeah,
Right? I mean,
yeah,
if this is
50s.
1992, unless she was like a teenage stripper, I mean,
I mean, which is possible in 92.
it's possible.
56 years old?
56.
Yeah.
She looks
So
great.
she looks great. Me and Kevin did LA Talk Radio a couple summers ago with her. She's awesome. She's really entertaining. Love her. Yeah. So he was dating her at the time, and then he ended up splitting with her and marrying my younger half sister's mother, who was a penthouse pet, like a penthouse pet of the year. So they had a Page 6 article, like local porn king splits with porn star Amber Lynn and marries ...
Oh shit, he married like right away after breaking up with Amber Lynn?
Yes. I think their relationship was more, like you sometimes have like a relationship where like you're super cool with somebody and you love them. And it's
Yeah.
also a business relationship. I think the dynamic in their relationship was much more than just like.
So like when you date a stripper, because I never dated a stripper,
Right.
but I've been tempted, right? Like I've been tempted to date porn stars, like I match with them on Tinder all the time. I don't know, it's something about my face.
Well, I remember, didn't you DM an Instagram girl who was like,
Oh yeah, boy! I DM'd this chick. She had her own. I didn't know she had her OnlyFans.
Yes, you did.
But
and she wanted you to do some OnlyFans stuff with her, right?
I had other girls who wanted me to. I dated 2 girls who had OnlyFans in the
Okay.
last year. One of them was ghetto white girl.
Yes.
Her
Mother used her forehead as an ashtray when she was young, according to Kevin's bit.
Yo, she was a wild chick. But the other girl, like, she would tell me some shit. Like, she was like, I made this OnlyFans because niggas is thirsty.
Right.
And she was like that. It's crazy, like how like teachers and principals of her like kid would like start adding her OnlyFans and like trying to have a conversation with
Right.
her. They were all fucking married.
Right.
Like it was fucking.
Was she like, ugh, how creepy?
No, she was like, it's kind of cool, man. It's kind of like she gets things.
Listen, at the end of the day, we're all just a bunch of masturbating monkeys.
Like, I know that's.
Right, Sam?
Yeah, man.
So what would be your biggest fear about dating a stripper porn star?
Nothing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, is it that much different than dating a promiscuous girl, wherever you are?
The only thing that would suck is like you adding her OnlyFans and be like, yo, Kev, I jerked off to your chick today. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? And they'll be like, all right, I guess, bro.
Well, see, I already know what that's all about because my girlfriend does not have an OnlyFans. You know, she's a very, you know, not very conservative, but you know, she posts shit, and we're out there doing comedy, and I already see the scumbag comedians following my girlfriend and looking at stories and shit and touching their little peepees. I know you guys are doing it.
Oh, shit, boy.
I know you're yanking the crank to my girlfriend, man.
Well, you know white boy Dylan.
Why he's doing that? You found out, huh?
Yo.
I fucking knew it, bro. With
Nah.
both hands?
Both hands, bro. Now, white boy Dylan, like every, you know, he, a lot of comedians used to go after his ex. And they still do, man.
Oh, you
They'll
mean
just-
the gargoyle?
Yeah, yeah, boy.
Didn't I tell you something really? Oh yeah, she was a social justice warrior. That was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, but she couldn't form two sentences together, bro. It was crazy, bro.
Listen, man, are we allowed to like talk savagery here? Do you
Yeah.
remember the night when him and DC had the roast battle?
Yeah, the worst roast
wor-
battle of all time.
The day I told you, the day that comedy died.
yeah,
The day that comedy died, because Dylan's crying. Yeah, no, it was pretty bad. But the funny part was that his girlfriend like basically abandoned him after it.
yeah.
She like couldn't believe how awful it was. I'm sorry, Dylan. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, man. Fucking I want to. So I think I don't know if I talked about it on this, but like my brother just came out of jail.
Bagok?
Bacox came out of
Cox.
jail. Yeah. Bacox came out of jail. I think you'll see it.
Guess who's Bazak?
You seen it in the Nick. I think the Nick Assad episode we talk about Bacox, right?
Okay.
And so Bacox come out, and I realized that like, oh yeah, I can't help this motherfucker.
What do you mean?
Like you know when you have this grand plan to help someone,
Okay.
right? And you want to be like, I guess because he's my brother, I want to be like a savior because I'm his older brother. And then I realized that like, oh, I can't. You got
Can't save everybody, Kevin.
Not only
It's
can you
addict
not
behavior, just in general.
say again, say
It's
it loud.
addict behavior in general. You know
Who's
what I mean?
Kevin's?
No. Just like when you're trying to help someone and they don't want the help, they need to do it
No,
themselves.
he wants the help.
That's just the.
I
well,
want to help, but
I get it,
I realize
Kevin's-
that like, yo, bro, like, I could give you maybe 5% of my time, right? But like, you got to come up with a game plan and just tell me specifically what you need from me.
It's because Kevin has 100 people that he gives 5% of his time to. He's fucking always looking for an adoption.
Yo, man.
So, sorry. So your brother's out. What does that
So-
entail for you? What is
so-
your responsibility? He's your younger brother.
He's my younger
How many
brother.
years?
Like 6, 7.
What percentage of DNA do you guys share?
Same mother,
So 50%.
50%.
Okay. So you just gotta do a half job, bro.
Well, I've been doing a half job, but like, here's the thing though. He got arrested for the conspiracy of selling crack cocaine.
Ooh, it was a
Right?
conspiracy.
It was a conspiracy.
So they don't even know if he did it. They're just like, yo, I heard this kid sells crack cocaine.
Kind of.
Wow.
They're like,
How does
He's
that
the
even
Alex
work?
Jones of crack cocaine.
he's the Alex. Well, this is a real charge.
The crack is turning them gay.
No. So my brother, a couple days before coming out, my brother's a hustler,
Right.
right?
Well, you're New York City. You have to.
You gotta be a hustler, and so I always feel like he's hustling me, right?
Oh, wow.
I
really?
always feel like there's a game plan in his head, and it's never really well thought out either.
Maybe he wasn't even in jail. Maybe he was in like a resort somewhere.
So he goes, he goes right before he comes out, he goes, yo, man, so you gonna take care of your little brother, your big bro, right?
Oh
And
shit.
that sentence right there, it made me not want to talk to him for the next 10 years.
Hey man, we haven't been big and little in 15
and
years.
yeah, that's
bro.
exactly it. Like, so then he comes out of jail, and we're walking, and he goes, I said, let's go get something to eat. We're gonna eat well,
Right.
you know. It's his first meal, So I take him to a restaurant in LES, and when we're walking there, he goes, yo, man, what do you got? A couple of bands with you, right? And I'm like, nah. And I told him roughly a lie. I lied to him about how much money I had. I said something far less. And then he goes, damn, bro, you don't really got it like that. So like, you don't got like a band or not? Like, if you can't give me a band, like you don't got it like that. And I'm like, is this motherfucker trying to like?
You should have been like, yes, I do not have it like that.
And
sir.
that's exactly what I told him. Like, yeah, you're right. I don't have it like that. And then he goes, and then we sitting down, and I'm like, yo, can I ask you a question, man? You were selling crack. How much money did you make a day? Right? Like, was it worth it? Right? He goes, obviously, and he tells me, obviously, it's not fucking worth it.
Right.
But I've made like around roughly, on a good day, $3,000. I said, word, $3,000. Yo, man, how come you never said like, yo, Kev, let me take you out to dinner?
Right.
Or let's get some drinks with this crack money I just made. And never once. To be honest with you, I think while he was out, I maybe seen my brother 5 times. I seen him more in the last week 5 times before he went to jail. In the last 5 years. And then I seen him more last week than I did in the last 5 years.
So this was part of the 3 that ended up with your mom
Yes.
and your stepsisters.
Yes.
Your half-sisters.
Yes.
Your adoptive sisters.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys grew up, you were in, so he's how much, 6 years younger than you?
I don't fucking.
So was he the baby?
Sorry, he's 4 years younger than me.
Was he the baby during the adoption process?
Yes.
So
Matter
honestly,
of fact, the truth is, no, he wasn't even a baby. He wasn't even born yet.
okay.
And then in like 95, 96, when he comes to the house, and I just found out I have a new baby brother.
Wait, so you were already living
With
your
foster parents.
and then your mom went and had another baby, and she's like, "Can we just ship him off to wherever they took them?"
Yeah, kind. Well, she didn't want to let him go, but the way it works, when you're in a foster care system, you're not allowed to have other children if you're a bad parent, right? Like,
Okay.
so like, also,
So they were good parents then, obviously.
no, stupid, fucking no, man, she popped up for doing crack while she was pregnant.
Okay.
Like so she wasn't even allowed to keep the fucking baby, bro. And then his father, I think, wanted was like, yo, I don't need this bitch. Like,
But like I'm saying, like you've already been part of an adoption package. You and who? What's his name?
Misael.
You and Misael are together.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you know that lady who plopped Kevin out?
Yeah.
She just made another one.
Yeah.
You want it? Give you another $400 a month.
Basically. That's exactly kind of what it is.
They're like, all right, put him in the broom closet with the rest of them. Wow. But see, I was going to give him credit for getting you guys adopted because he was the baby, but you guys were already adopted. If anything, he made shit more difficult for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, this motherfucker just been difficult since he came out the womb.
Listen,
bro.
man. Sometimes
I have a weird memory that I know it's not real, but I know that like it was like foretelling of things to come.
What's that?
When he came to the house, right? He's a fucking newborn baby. I swear to God, I woke up
You choked him.
and I murdered him. No. I woke up and he fucking.
That was your sister in the womb, Kevin. That knife came in there, and Kevin was like, "You go, get her, got it, you got it, guys."
I don't think this. Do they know I'm a survivor abortion?
That Kevin survived an abortion.
Yeah.
Of course, Kevin. Everyone knows Kevin.
Yeah, we've
lore.
talked about it.
No, I think that was on.
That was on Doped
Doped
Up.
Up and Dying.
Shout out to Kevin Dillon.
So I remember this motherfucker. I woke up. My mother told me, "Hey, your brother's here. He's sleeping right there in this fucking carriage or whatever."
Brother.
And then I swear to God, she walks out the room, and I know he's a newborn baby, but I swear to God, I remember this motherfucker going, and then going back. I swear to
Like
God,
the Joker?
like the joke, but there's no way he could have done that because he's a newborn baby.
You don't know that.
But I
though.
swear to everything I love, I saw that shit when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Wow.
I saw his spirit or whatever the fuck that was. You know,
Right.
I'm Dominican, bro. So
You know, when I was a
we in
baby,
touch.
my sister bit my toe as hard as she could.
Yeah.
She's 5 years older than me, so I was like a year. She was like 6. and she bit my fucking toe, and I just started got hysterically crying because she thought I wasn't real. She thought I was fake. Yeah. Well, she's got multiple sclerosis now, so who lost? I did. We all did. So you're thinking about abandoning your brother?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't you just give him up for adoption like they did to you?
Nah, bro. I'm just gonna tell him like, yo, man, you could only hit me up like twice a week. You could only like.
What's your fondest memory of him? Do you have any?
It was honestly, just his athletic ability is crazy.
Really?
Like he's in like when I was a kid. When he was a kid, I wanted him in baseball.
Right.
So I was working a job, and my mom refused to like pay anything.
Right.
Right. But I convinced her like, hey, if you come up with half, I come up with half. We'll put him in baseball.
Right.
This motherfucker's first game.
Right.
Right. All he's done is play baseball on the streets. Right. This is his first game.
Okay.
My man goes 4 for 5, and he's the first player in that league to hit a home run.
Wow.
First game, bro. You know how hard baseball is?
So then we definitely know he's Dominican.
Oh, bro. I mean, he took to it like a fish to water, bro. And he was just nice with it, bro. He's just that kid. Like, whatever he really wants to do, he's just good at it.
Yeah. So right now he just wants to take money from you.
Yeah, and he did. Yo, bro.
Well, listen, you can't abandon him, but you can set boundaries. You got to set boundaries in life.
Nah, bro. Listen, I was talking to my older brother, my gay brother.
Right.
And he was like, yo, Kev, like, you should just tell him, yo, hit me up when you got some good news.
Right. Does your older gay brother share any DNA with that guy? So same mother also.
Same mother.
Your older gay brother is the same 100% DNA.
With me?
Yeah.
No.
50% also.
My mom was hoeing.
Okay.
My mom had
come on, man, that's not nice.
5 different
was
baby
macking.
daddies. She was macking. That's right. She was a Mac. And I don't blame her, bro. Crack was good back then, bro.
Smoke some crack.
No,
Be a
cocaine.
Mac.
She was doing really
Lift
good
a
cocaine.
ball sack.
Yeah.
Give your kids up. Listen, it's nice that someone took you guys in, man. I mean, thank God for adoption and stuff like that.
Yo, we got really lucky, bro. Like, fucking.
But you were really you sold yourself as a kid. You used to do like little dances and stuff when they come.
100%,
right?
Bro, I
He's looking at you like, really? That's sad.
no.
I used to do that shit too.
Yeah,
I'm an
you
only
gotta
child, dude.
Oh, you're adopted also, Ani?
No, I'm an only child. I'm the youngest of my dads.
Oh, you were just vying for love.
I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, but she's Armenian, so like they don't love women, little girls as much.
I'm offended. Stop the podcast.
They were
There's
mad.
so many things.
No. We were talking about it earlier, Ani and I, and you also. I mean, we're all first generation American here, except for Sam. Sam, get the hell out of the room.
Sam's been here pillaging.
Yeah, Sam looks like he may have been on the Mayflower. Come on, am I right? Are you a descendant?
My grandfather's named after Robert E. Lee.
Of course, man. Of course, man. Of course.
Get
You got
out.
that strong Southern charm. But I mean, listen, we're all first generation here. But I think, foreign parents, I mean, you have foreign parents too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't count your sisters as your mother.
No, I don't.
Because they were born here.
Yeah.
Right? Your mom is from
Puerto Rico. The one that raised me is from Puerto Rico.
By the way, speaking of Puerto Rico, I watched the Mark Anthony, Jennifer Lopez about, what's his name? Hector Lavoe.
Fire, right?
And
Fuego, right?
well, I love Hector Lavoe. I love that music,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, he was
But
yeah, I mean that motherfucker sold out Madison.
This is the only problem-
By the way, I want Hector Lavoe in our thing. That dude's a pimp.
Dia de mi suerte, man. But fucking, the only thing that's fucking wrong about that film, except, listen, Mark Anthony, super fucking talented, amazing singer, can totally play someone like that. But if you've ever seen pictures of Hector Lavoe, and they cast everybody else, so like I feel like they cast Mark at the end because his kid looks like the real Hector Lavoe, the guy who plays Mark Anthony's kid in the movie. And the guy who plays Hector Lavoe's father in the movie looks like Hector Lavoe, but Mark Anthony looks like Hector Lavoe when he was finally dying of AIDS. Like they should, like, why couldn't he go and gain like 100 pounds in the beginning, and then towards the end he skinnies down to his fucking?
It's because he was method acting and doing all the coke that Hector Lavoe did, bro.
Hector Lavoe was like this big. I mean, from what I
He
saw in the
wasn't big
picture,
at all. What are you talking about?
he didn't look like Mark. Mark Anthony looks like he already has AIDS.
Let me tell you something right now. I would not let you talk about my friend Mark Anthony like that, bro. That's fucked up.
Why? It's me, Ben. But she was gorgeous in it, and
J-Lo?
yeah, man, and like she did a really good job. You know, I saw some of the score, like it got a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes, it got like a 55% on like Google reviews, but like I enjoyed the film, man. I really enjoyed it.
Is that what the fuck you wanted to tell me?
That's all I wanted.
That's all you wanted to tell me?
Listen.
We're talking about Kevin's brother, and
My
we got
brother and
here.
abandoned ship,
I
and
find
you were
those
like, yo.
Hispanics more interesting than you.
Yo, his kid shot himself?
Yeah,
He-
by accident.
Did he die or did he survive? I forget.
He died.
He died?
He died.
Oh,
No, but the craziest part, did you watch the whole film?
Yeah.
Did you see that he jumps off a fucking
Oh,
roof?
yes, and he landed on another roof.
He landed on like an air conditioning fucking box or something, and he
Yo,
ends
this
up
dude
living.
was so skinny. He fucking landed on an AC and it stood still.
No, the fan was blowing, and he only Mark Anthony would hover like that.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't know,
Oh, shit.
but yeah, no, very talented man. Amazing music, amazing
Bro,
music.
I mean, my man sold out Madison Square Garden.
know, man.
And it showed up higher than fucking Ray Charles.
You gotta do what it do, baby. You know, my girlfriend was watching it with me yesterday,
Yeah.
and I think she like looked at me and like, I could be with Hector Lavoe right now. This might be my. This might be my. Yeah, she treated me so nice. She gave me a facial last night. She gave me a massage, dude. I was like, wow, you really believe in me. This is fucking amazing. You know, did you have people believe in you when you were younger?
I think people outside my family.
Yeah, you had like a teacher that believed in you.
Yeah,
the one that
I had
thinks that I'm a terrible person.
She's not a teacher. I worked with her. But yeah, but I've had people outside of my family believe in me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that must have been nice.
Yeah. Nobody believed. But you were an asshole, dude. Like,
Everyone hated me.
yeah, but deservingly so. Bro.
Why?
My man, I know you, bro.
Okay.
And you've done some piece of shit things to people. Was it funny?
What
All
piece
the
of
time.
shit? Name one.
All
I've
right,
never
all right,
done
all right,
something.
all right, all right. You
I
want to
have
know one?
never done
You
a piece
ready?
of shit thing ever.
Oh, you never done a piece of shit thing?
Most likely no.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. What about the teacher you drove mad, bro? With your friends.
Well, listen.
Why don't you share that one, buddy?
Okay. First of all, I was.
Oh, wait, I got a worse one. I
What?
got a
What?
way
What?
worse one. You're gonna tell both of these goddamn stories. What about the deaf girl on the stairs? What about her? Share that one. Huh? Go ahead, buddy. You were only 11. You were
You know,
11.
according to Judaism, until a boy turns 13, they don't have control over their evil inclinations. So, I wasn't yet a man when I did that horrible thing to the deaf
So
girl.
please, share. Enlighten us. What did you do?
She was deaf. She had a couple of hearing aids, and I. It's not funny, man. It's really fucked up. It's all right. I looked her up recently. She's married. She's happy.
Go ahead. Tell us what you did, man.
I caught her in the staircase, and I started panicking and going. And she started like hitting her hearing aids. Like, what the hell is he saying? But that was before I was 13, so it doesn't count.
All right, now, how did you drive the teacher mad?
Well, I got to her class, and there was no
And
one.
by the way, it's the teacher that believed in him.
Well, it was a drama teacher who actually helped a kid become a famous actor. He's now like a pretty successful actor. Actually, he was in the Ray Charles film, coincidentally. But she was like a really good drama teacher, and I was like one of the only kids who signed up for drama that year because I always wanted to be like an actor, entertainer. And I got there, only like 3-4 other kids signed up, and she's like, "If you have any friends who want to sign up for this class," and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fill this shit up with all the idiots that I know." So I had all the entire like lunatics that I was friends with sign up, and we just were the worst students in the world to the point where she lost her mind. She had a nervous breakdown. She would like walk out of the classroom. I was like, all right, let's move the lockers to the other side. I mean, like these are like 200-pound lockers, but there was like 8 of us. So we picked the lockers up and just put them up on the other wall. And she'd be like, what's going on in here? She had a big sign that said Focus Friday.
Yeah.
I ripped the letters up so that it said Fuck Us Friday on it. We used to do this thing where I was like, all right, we're all going to hum. So everybody in the class would go, And whenever she'd call on someone like, "Are you humming?" They'd be like, "No, I'm not." But you'd still hear the humming because everybody else was humming. Yeah, so eventually I drove her nuts. Before driving her nuts, she really believed in me. She liked me. She thought I was really talented, as every smart person should. She gave me the lead in the play, but I was just, being a total fuck up because I was having a hard time. My father was a pornographer.
Don't blame him.
There were strippers in
Earning
my life.
money.
It was very difficult. I was drinking alcoholic beverages during school, and shit went to shit, and she threw me off of the play, and I went to go watch the school play because I wanted to see who stole my part, which was my friend. Fuck you, David. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching the play, they have intermission. I go outside like any normal 13-year-old would to have a cigarette during intermission. So I'm smoking a cigarette and I'm, contemplating my life and what's going on.
This has been so hard.
And I see
This has been so difficult.
how
have I made it past 12 is beyond me.
No, I was good till 11. So I see her and my math teacher, who coincidentally told me a month earlier, I had gotten like the lowest score you could get, and I was supposed to like graduate the next year. And he's like, if you don't get 100 on the next 3 tests in a row, you're not going to pass this grade. And I was like, wow, please help me. And he was like, nah. And I was like, oh, okay. So while I'm out there smoking, I see that dork. Fuck you, Mr. Psk. And my drama teacher who threw me off the play, making out like 2 fucking perverts. I was disgusted. So I finished my cigarette.
Wait, why does that matter? Why can't they make out?
Well, I'll tell you in a second. So I watched them the whole time, smoked my cigarette slowly. They saw me. I know they saw me. They made eye contact with me. And I threw my cigarette out and I looked at them like that.
Flicked it.
Okay? And then, that was on a Friday. And then came Monday, I came to Mr. P, to my math teacher, and I was like, hey, Mr. P, I was like, man, I really got to pass this. He's like, well, you can do whatever you can, Josh. He's like, but I don't see it, with the 100. And I was like, that was a pretty good play on Friday, huh? And he was like, yeah, it was pretty good. And I was like, that intermission was even better. And he was like, huh? And I was like, Mr. P, you're a married man, aren't you? And he was like, yeah. And I was like,
Josh pulls out a cigarette.
I was like, that's what I thought.
That's what I fucking thought.
That's what I thought. I go,
How's Mrs. P doing?
I'm gonna need to pass this class with no problem.
I think Mrs. P says I need 3 straight 100 that you're gonna give me, no? We don't have any misunderstandings here. Mrs. P wouldn't want to know about, what's her drama teacher's name?
Mrs. G.
Mrs. G, was she? I'm sure she has her suspicions.
Yeah. So I said that, I made my piece, and I got 100s on everything else for the rest of the semester. And honestly, in hindsight, he probably would have passed me anyway. He just wanted to put a fire under my ass. But I really wanted to, shake him up. Because I felt he was having like a power trip, And a few years later, like 3 years later, my friend, one of my closest friends, David, he had a younger sister who was taking his class. And my friend David's mother came for parent-teacher conference night, and he knew I was friends with David. And he goes, oh, your son was David, right? And he goes, how's that Josh kid doing? And she's like, oh, he's doing really good. And I was already working on Wall Street 4 years later. You remember? Shit. He's like, he's working in business. He's like, that kid does not belong in school. That kid belongs in business. He only belongs doing stuff like that. And then I came back and I smacked him up for even talking about it. But yeah, so those don't sound like bad things.
Did you do cocaine with your teachers?
No. With my teachers?
Yeah.
No. The teachers don't have enough money for coke.
Yeah, well, that wasn't you. I could have sworn
No,
that was you.
I told you the guy who recruited me to work on Wall Street was the first guy who gave me and my friends cocaine.
Oh.
Yeah. Like the Pied Piper. We all went behind a church and we all did a bump. First bump's free.
But people, it's weird because people think you might think that you were an adult when you worked on Wall Street, but that's not the case. You were like 16.
I was like 16, 17 when I started, yeah.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I was recruited for my good looks and charm. No, well, the thing was, after I fucked things up with my drama teacher, I wanted to go to LaGuardia High School, which was like the performing arts school, and I was like, oh, this is my ticket out, because I just hated regular school, And I didn't realize your drama teacher has big input on it. So I got like 2-3 callbacks. I went there, I auditioned a couple times. It was looking good, And then I didn't get in. and then I did like a year in like regular high school, and I was like, I can't fucking do this shit. I just never showed up.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So then my friend offered me an opportunity. He's like, you're good at talking. He's like, you have a good personality. He's like, you'll kill it on Wall Street. You should come work with us. And I did. I started working when I was like, I think I just turned 17. I was 16 turning 17.
I would love to speak to one of the motherfuckers that invested money with you and those.
No, you don't. Please
I would
don't.
love to talk to one of those guys.
Listen.
Well, that's why you quit, right? This shit was like breaking your heart a little bit.
Well, in the beginning, I thought I was just becoming, and I did. I studied. I became a licensed stockbroker when I was like 19 or 20, which is one of the fucking most difficult tests in the world to take. Like dudes go to like Columbia and fucking Yale Business School. They fucking come out and they try to take this test because it's like a fucking, it's like a Bible of information, you know? But me and my two retarded friends, we locked ourselves in the basement and we fucking studied day and night. We made like big oak tags and hung them on the wall. Like we, you know, and we're a bunch of fucking degenerates, but we did, and we passed it. But yeah, you know, once I started to realize the con of things, which by the way, almost all shit on Wall Street is a con. But when you start with like, you know, micro companies and small, like you're really in the grit and grind of doing.
So you're selling penny stocks? Right?
Yeah. Billboard, fucking bulletin board stocks. Pink sheets.
Yo, you saw Wolf of Wall Street, right? Is that similar? Was that at all similar? Like,
it was very similar. It was 100%. That was the life, except I worked in the different kinds of places. I worked with like ethnic people, and those were like white kids in Long Island. I told you.
Well, you know guys right now that are working with. Can
whom?
we say that?
No. What? With who?
Jay?
No, we can't get into that.
Okay.
No, we don't want to blow up any spots. But anyway, I got involved in Wall Street, and shit got fucking hectic, and people started going to jail, and I didn't want to go to jail, and I also didn't want to be a thief. And, you know, eventually the FBI knocks on your door.
And then you're like, oh, what did you do? Did you play retarded?
Well, they had come the day before, and my friend told me, she called me. She was like, yo, the dudes in suits were here for you. And I was like, the dudes in suits? I was like, the boys? And she was like, the men in black.
Wait, why is she talking like this?
Because she didn't, me and my friends, my friends were all like, criminals,
Yeah.
So like everybody had good phone etiquette when it came to talking about shit like that, So I was prepared. I mean, it was also in the newspaper the day before. My old business partner, I had already left the business at this point. I had already been gone out of the business for like maybe 5 weeks. And my old business partner, he goes, yo, go look at the front of the Daily News. And it was all the dudes that I used to work with being paraded by the feds into like Brooklyn federal court,
Yeah. Wait. Go ahead. Continue.
So I saw the paper. I had worked with them some months back. So I was like, this shit could come back to me. But I was like, I'm done. I'm not fucking doing this anymore. And then eventually, the door, you got a knock on the door and they wanted to fucking talk to me and beat me. Yeah, no. So that was the last time that I stepped away from the business.
How was your Mac game then?
My Mac game's always been impeccable.
Because you didn't lose the weight then.
No, I was a big fat ass.
Big fatty.
Yeah, I was a big fat. Listen, for a big fat ass, I got some nice ass, man. I got some decent.
How much of it was like the way you dress, like how much money you were making, the car?
Well, I had a cool Mercedes.
Yeah,
I had an ML that the whole roof would come back, so it was like a convertible.
And this is the late '90s, right? So like fat guys are in like this Big Pun.
Well, when it comes to the feds and
Smalls.
stuff, this was like 2003-ish. But yeah, no, because I'll never forget it. It was a New Year's party. My friend Cup of Joe had a fucking sick lounge called Fashion 40 in the city, and I was dating this beautiful girl at the time who would never admit it, but we were fucking. But I mean, in hindsight, I'm like, ew, how'd you fuck me? What's wrong with you? Disgusting. Ugh. But we were there on New Year's, and like I used to be in this like mindset. I didn't realize how fat I was, and I was like walking up the stairs, and some guy went, "Oh, it's Big Pun." It was the worst New Year's ever, Kevin. It was very painful, man. It was very painful.
I hate when like my brother, within 5 minutes, he comes up to me and he just grabs my titty.
Really?
Yeah, he goes, yo, you get a little soft. Right
Honestly, I think that's what you're really upset about. It's got nothing to do with anything else than your brother fluffing your tit when he got out of jail. Like, you should have just stayed inside.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Fuck that shit. Never touched my titty, son.
Well, you had some great jobs when you were younger, Kevin. While I was on Wall Street, when I was 17, I was working on Wall Street. When you were 17, you were working at a gay bar, right?
No, I was working at a after school program at 17 where everybody fucked.
You were fucking after school programs?
No, like I was 17 and all the people that worked there were fucking. That was a good time. It was
during
a
or
non-profit.
after school?
During and after, bro.
Really?
Like, we'll go
You're like,
to
you kids want to play chess or watch us fuck?
No, we just like let them watch we'll let them watch a movie and we'll just go and do what we do. It was fucking crazy.
This is inside of a school, right?
No, it's like a
rec center.
like kind of like a rec center.
I think they got to change the name of rec center because rec just does it doesn't. It's not indicative of like a positive thing.
Well, isn't it recreational?
Yeah, it's a recreation.
Yeah, but when you call it a rec center, you're like,
It feels like
my life's a
About
wreck.
to go down in the
I don't have a mom and dad at home. Shit's a wreck. I'm gonna go to the rec center.
Also, everybody that comes out of jail, I'm gonna tell my brother to go to the rec center. Everybody that comes out of jail goes straight to the rec
You know
center.
what's funny is that me and my immigrant idiot friends would have been so much better living in a poorer neighborhood where they threw us at the rec center because we just recreationaled ourselves. We were like, let's just hang out and drink. I remember being like 11 or 12 years old. I used to drink beers and 40s with like 20-year-olds and shit in the park in my neighborhood. And like my mom had no idea.
I used to know girls in junior high that would date like 22-year-old, 30-year-old men.
Yeah, they were called victims.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's crazy? None of us snitched. Right? That's
course
one of the
not.
few times we should have snitched.
Yeah, 100%. But you don't know these
But we
things.
don't know- yeah,
No, I remember being like 11, 12 and girls and like.
But I also felt like the girls my age, like, that were in that era, they felt older. That makes sense. Like
They
I'm not
felt
saying-
older than you because
Than me, yeah.
but they were still
They were
little
still
kids.
Yo, son, and you know what's crazy? Like, who the fuck was watching us, dude? Like, no one was watching.
I'll
us,
never
bro.
forget. I was like 12 years old, 12 or 13. No, 12, 7th grade, and like there was a girl I liked, and I came from like a very conservative elementary school to being in a very central junior high school that was like central to like all the neighborhoods around it. You know, I went from like my pussy neighborhood to like all the neighborhoods around it, and this girl was very advanced sexually beyond where I was. You know, I just started learning how to touch my dick.
Yeah.
And I remember she was like flirting with me, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I could flirt back. I just didn't know what I was doing. I was like, yeah, you really mean it? She's like, yeah, I mean it. I was like, yeah, how you going to prove it? She's like, come into the stairway after class, and I'll suck your dick. And I came in my pants instantly, and I was like, I'm done for the day.
Yo, I punked out.
But she was dating a kid who was like 17 at the time. That's what I remember.
Crazy,
Yeah.
Yo, in my junior, bro, I just remember this. I had a math teacher that ran away with a girl to Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
son.
you told me that. I remember.
Yo, it was on the news, bro. I think we could look. Yeah, he ran away with a 13-year-old girl to Puerto Rico.
Mark Anthony.
And he was younger. I did go to Tito Puente. I did go to Tito
Cuando
Puente.
llegará el día de mi suerte. She's not even only 14. The quinceañeras round the block. Okay, so he ran away with your love.
I don't, that doesn't matter. But I remember when I was fucking, there was this girl who was, she just started sucking everyone's dick. Everyone, yeah, everyone's dick. Everyone.
Come on down.
Yeah, she was sucking so many dicks, bro. And then, but she had a crush on me, right?
She liked you, so she didn't suck your dick.
So check this out. So then, it was, man, this is weird. But like, it got around to the teachers that she was sucking everyone's dick. And one of the teachers,
Karen, are you sucking everyone's dick?
and one of the teachers was like, hey, listen, it's okay that you're a little promiscuous, and that's fine.
Can you say that?
What?
Listen, it's okay that you're a little whore.
It was this white teacher. She was like 24, 25 years old.
You're learning your body
Yeah.
and experimenting. These are the years you do that.
And so she she's like, but if I were you, I would just try to choose one, right? And I swear to God, the teacher recommended me.
I recommend Kevin. I've seen
Yeah.
Kevin's penis in his pants,
Now-
and I recommend Kevin.
Yeah, boy, my dick was grown man at that time. I had a grown man dick in junior high. But only I knew about it. First of all, I thought everybody had grown man dick in junior high.
No.
Right? But anyway.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to cut off your story completely. I, unfortunately, because I grew up in the adult entertainment with my father and all that shit, was exposed very early to a lot of sexuality. And when
All those girls started
when
in
you're
junior high
7
school?
years old and you're already thinking about your dick and comparing it to full-size pornography dicks, you're like, oh my God, I'm horribly disfigured, and my penis is the smallest penis in the world, and I must keep this secret forever. But then you realize, I was only 7 looking at giant pornographic penis.
When I was in junior high, I was watching porn. I was like, man, my dick is only as big as this guy.
Fuck you, Kevin. This was very hard to deal with. Thank goodness. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. I have a girlfriend, but she'll verify my gigantic manhood.
So Bianca, that girl.
Right.
But I basically just said her name. That girl, she had a baby. She had a baby with somebody in junior high. They still together, son.
Her and the
They
baby.
No, that baby's dead, bro. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Jesus. No.
No. Fucking, she's still with that dude.
Really?
Yeah.
So the kid is probably now 15 or something?
Probably.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow. As old as they were when they had the kid. That's amazing, man. I mean, I didn't have my kid until I was 32 years old.
I broke up with her within 3. Oh, by the way, we got together that day when she came. She asked me out, and I said yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you kiss her first? Did it taste like all the dicks
All
of
my
all
boys,
your classmates?
all my boys came up to me and goes, Kev.
How my dick taste, Kev?
All my boys came up to me and was like, yo, they're like, yo, Kev, what are you doing, man? They came out and was like, you can't date this girl. She's
Hey,
like,
man, shut up. I love her.
I was like, I've been trying to get my dick sucked. And then nigga was like, you think we all dated her, man? Like, we just asked. And she said, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but she
So
was
you were the clown who
I was
actually
the clown.
dated the
Yeah,
girl.
for like a couple hours.
You dated her for a couple hours?
Yeah,
That's how
couple
long it
hours.
lasted? Until you busted.
No, never got my dick sucked by her.
Really?
Never.
And you kissed her for sure.
I never kissed her.
Lies,
Swear to
Kevin
God. I
Sanchez.
swear to, I would have told you.
You were with her for 2 hours and you didn't kiss her?
Yeah,
Did you hold her hand?
probably.
That's the hand she wiped the cum off her mouth with. How old were you when you lost your virginity?
15.
You were 15.
I was
I
a
beat you
little
by
bit
a
older.
year.
Yeah. That's crazy when I say that's a little, because all of my friends were doing gangbangs. Yeah, they were doing.
Shit was real in New York, man.
They were doing gangbangs in the summertime. I remember one time we were all in the boys club, right?
Right.
And they were like, "Yo, there's this girl on 114th Street
She's down
and
to
Second
gangbang.
Avenue, and she's like sucking everyone's dicks.
Right.
Y'all want to roll?" I seen like 90 kids all run out of the boys club. And I was like,
World star.
I'm just gonna. First, I was too scared to leave. My mom ever told me like, I will fuck you up if I ever see you outside of this place, right?
Outside of where?
The boys club. If I decided to go out with my friends instead of being in the boys club, she was gonna.
At the rec center.
Basically, it was like a rec
Right.
center. But anyway,
Leave the rec, you get rec.
yeah, I know. Yo, for some reason, by the way, that girl who like sucked like 90 dicks that day.
Right.
what
Stopped
was-
at you again? She's like, I'm
She's
not sucking this
no
dude's
more.
dick,
I'm not
man."
sucking his dick, bro.
Damn, Kevin.
Yo.
That shit must have hurt your feelings, bro. Yeah, no. My first blowjob was at the very, the story I tell all the time. After my junior high school prom, my father sent a limo for me. It was 2 hours late, and the principal stayed with us the entire time. He didn't think he was going to show up, and neither did I at some point.
Yeah.
But then the limo driver jumps out. You know the story,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
goes, "Hey, which one of you guys is fucking Josh Palin?" And then I tell my principal, I'm like, "This is our ride." And me and four of my friends go in there, and then he's like, "What do you guys want to do? You guys want to get fucking drunk? You want to have some alcohol?" And we're like, "Yes, sir, we would like some alcohol." And he goes and he buys us a bunch of bum wine. You know what bum wine is, right?
Yeah.
Like Mad Dog 40-40 and like Blackberry Brandy and shit. And we drink that and we're fucked up like within 5 minutes, And he's like, "What you guys want to do? You want to get some blowjobs?" And we're like, "Yes, we would like to get one blowjob apiece. Thank you." And this is the 90s, and he drives us. We're fucking like 13, 14. He drives us to Hunts Point in the Bronx, which
Yeah, boy.
I just saved my girlfriend from Hunts Point because she was living around there.
Yeah.
Now it's not even as bad as it was back then. It was the capital of prostitution. And he pulls up to Hunts Point, and he opens the door, and he lets inside of the car a Walking Dead character. Her teeth were chattering. Her head was fucking bald, and we were.
Which one of y'all want y'all dicks sucked?
We were so frightened.
Pull them out.
Dude, we were so scared, Kev. And you know, I picked up the limousine phone because they had a phone so you could call the front. And I was like, please get her out of the car. We don't like this one. And he pulls the car over. He always do. He goes, get the fuck out of the car, you fucking monster! You're scaring the kids. And she gets out of the car, and he's like, all right, don't worry, guys. You're gonna find something nice. Don't worry. And he drives like around the corner, and he finds another prostitute. And in comparison, she looked much nicer than the Walking Dead character. And she gets in the car, and like she just starts making small talk with us. She's like, how you kids doing? You guys all right? Yeah. She's like, you guys look like you're my son's age. And then like she told us how old her son was, and we were like 2 years younger than him. We were like, no, madam, you're having sex with 12-year-olds. And you know, we all took turns, and we all left the car, and like we let my boy Bobby, who was like, you know, the coolest of all of us, the most experienced, go first. So he's in there for like 10 minutes, comes out with a big smile, puts his zipper up. I go in next. It was so awkward. I'm like, you know, like she's putting a condom on me. It was so weird. I think I ended up just like jerking off all over her face. I leave the car, and my friend Jerry, who was this like, you know, 5 foot tall Greek kid from, you know, my neighborhood, he gets in the car, and like Bobby was in there for like 10 minutes. I was in there for like 8-9 minutes. And Jerry's in there for like 20, 25 minutes. And I still have my other friend waiting to go next. And we're in the fucking hood, in, you know, Hunts Point in the Bronx. And 25 minutes, I'm like, what the fuck is Jerry doing? 25 minutes in, the window opens up halfway, and he goes, I need more money. I need more money. So we're like, oh, fucking more money. So we give him like $20 or something. And we get back into the car. Finally, he's done like 10 minutes after that. And we're like, what the fuck did you need more money for? He's like, she let me finger bang her. I was like, you paid her another $20 so you could finger bang a prostitute? And then we told him, like, you know, like, you could have some terrible, awful disease on your hand right now. And then he started, like, second-guessing what he did to himself. And in the limos, they used to have, like, a little cooler where they would have, like, the alcohol. Like, it was like a fridge. He spent the rest of the trip with his hand inside the cooler just, like, questioning his life. And then we got home. He was like, congratulations, your kids ain't fags. Your dad will be happy to know.
Yo, that's the Mack Almanac. We'll see you again next Monday, y'all.
Follow us at the Mack Almanac. Follow me at Joshua Pallid.
Follow me at It's Kevin Sanchez on Instagram and Papa Sanchez on Twitter.
And
We love you.
One more for me. Follow me at Ani_Moosh on Instagram and Twitter. Mack Almanac, guys. Check you next time.
You just might be a hoe.
Hizzo.
If you feeling like a pimp,